and welcome to my London Christmas manga trip. I do go manga shopping, so it counts. So around Christmas time, I really love to try and hit up London because of just the festive season and just the vibes, seeing the lights and everything. Obviously, when you're in London, you have to hit Forbidden Planet. So here we are, first stop of the trip, Forbidden Planet. We are immediately looking at the new releases. We are checking out the sales section. I'm seeing a lot of neat stuff in the sales section. I am keeping a close eye on prices though, because usually my go-to if it's in the sales section is like $4-5.99. Look, a little bit of cheeky beans right there. I was also very much on the hunt for some new releases. I was going to go crazy because Christmas time, especially 7C stuff. There was a lot of 7C stuff coming out in December, and I do manage to pick up quite a lot. So this trip to Forbidden Planet was about 3-4 o'clock on, I think, the Saturday, and it was a week or two before, it was a couple of weeks before Christmas. It was vaguely busy, but it was actually less busy than I was expecting for the time of day and day that we were there. Using my basket here and then very wonderfully lifting it up because it's crazy. I do need to still get a hold of Neighborhood Story Volume 4 because it's complete at 4, so I'm going to try and hold off to read it till I get that. But yeah, there was a lot of BL stuff that came out, seeing beans again, lots of BL stuff that came out in December. I think I managed to pick up like 6 or 7 volume 1s of BL from 7C specifically, especially in the big format, and that's not including like some manhwa that I picked up as well. We're just gliding around the sides of the shelves, see other stuff that they had, and grabbed a few more bits to put in the basket. Here is Ben one-handedly carrying that upstairs, like absolute unit. On my bags. Thank you, Ben. Didn't need to do that. And then usually my thank you to Ben is we stop at Ippudo because Ben loves Ippudo. We go there almost every time we go to Forbidden Planet now just because Ben loves it so much. I'm not saying I don't love it, but Ben really loves it. It's like, where do you want to go in London, Ben? Ippudo. Okay. We were starving. Most of us hadn't eaten before here, so we got a load of food, and then on the way back we stopped at a pancake place. Look how big these pancakes are. It was very busy, very squashed up on the tube. Next day we are heading out to do our carols at the Royal Albert. I highly recommend if you are a carol enjoyer in any way. The vibes are immense. This is like start of Christmas season for me. Everyone is just like such a jolly Christmassy mood. Everyone's got jumpers and lights. Lots of people bring their own lights and like decorate around their little places that you can sit. I've forgotten what the word is. You can see over there, all those ones where people brought their own. So much fun, and we had some drinks sent to the booth. I forgot box. They're called boxes. Oh my gosh, it's just absolute beautiful vibes, and I do highly recommend it. I think it's amazing. I go every year, and someone dressed up as a French hen. And they did my favourite Christmas song, which is I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard, and I just had the best time. And then we're off to go get some more nice food, see some lights, amble around Covent Garden. This is such nice food, and it's not like horrendously priced considering how good it is. And we always, again, try and go around Christmas time. And I don't often get a dessert, but I got a dessert. It was a creme brulee, which is so good. We decided to try and do all the Christmas lights we could in a short little walk. So we started up at the top of New Bond Street and went down and saw all the real fancy stores with their lights and stuff. Some of them were great, some of them were a bit strange, but it was all just nice vibes. Everyone was trying to take pictures and pose, and everyone was walking the way. It was amusing, but it was really nice and lovely. Then down to Piccadilly and Piccadilly Circus before ambling down towards Trafalgar Square, where we saw the absolute appalling attempt at a Christmas tree. Who did that? And just seeing little bits of Christmas markets. Didn't buy anything from the Christmas markets, not really worth it, but it was just nice vibes. And Covent Garden, which I think just looked amazing inside with all the lights and everything. And then I think we ended in Seven Dials, where we got some little bits of snacks to take back to our hotel. And I kind of wish we'd stayed a bit for this, like, human snow globe, I think they called it, just for the vibes. But I think we're all quite tired at this point, so I went back to eat my hash browns, and they were amazing. Highly recommend. I very much want to go back next time. Day 3, I guess, and we're doing a little bit more shopping because I think this was the Monday, so we hoped that it would be a little bit more quieter. So we hit up the only physical Disney store that is in the UK nowadays. All the others have closed. This is the only one on Oxford Street. And I got a couple of little Winnie the Pooh Tigger bits. And then we ambled down Regent Street, stopped in this store, saw a really pricey Rolo bag. It was strange. They had a McVitie's one as well. And then went and looked at some of their Christmas stuff on the top floor. Ben and I decided to grab a few baubles that we thought looked quite neat. We can add to our tree. They were all very nice, but they're all like £5 or £6 each. So we picked up a few each and we're like, this is it. Obviously a Hamley stop because it's Christmas. Look at this big old plushie. It's massive. I didn't realise they'd opened a Pop Mart in the basement of Hamley's, and it was pretty decently sized. There was a lot of stuff. And I was slightly on the lookout for some particular Pop Mart sets. I do like the Disney Princess, but I was in particular looking for this Winnie the Pooh Christmas set. And I really, really wanted to pick up a full set, but you can't pick up the ones just like out and about because they usually just refill them, so you can't have a guarantee of having no duplicates. So you need to ask if they've got a full set. So I was having a look around before asking. They had like Genshin stuff. I love the Azura line as well, which are these ones. I don't have any from a couple of these, so I'm like debating whether or not I get a full box or just get a couple from each, which is often what I do with sets where I like them, but I don't like, I'm not obsessed enough to get the full set. But there was so many. It had this nice big wall of stuff, lots of Daimu ones if you're interested in those. There's a lot more lines to Pop Mart than I realised. Like, I know of like Skull thingy, like Skull Panda, is that what it is? But there is a lot where I'm less. I was like, I didn't even know these were a thing. There's a lot of these like baby ones where it's like got a baby and then like a spacesuit thing. Skull Panda, I was right, it was Skull Panda. Oh my gosh, I doubted myself. They had a nice big range of these. And a League of Legends one as well. And then on the way out, I saw they had this Mr. Bean, I Heart Bean teddy, and I was like, yes. But they didn't unfortunately have any full sets of the Winnie the Pooh, and then they recommended going to their store on Oxford Street, which I forgot had opened rather recently. We'd managed to walk right past it without realising, so we walked back up and headed in, and it was really nice and big. They had, if I thought Hamleys had lots of stock, this had like 10 times as much stock as Hamleys did. I loved these shelves where they had like just one of each lined up. I thought they were really nice and pretty to look at. I loved like just sort of the displays they had, all the Christmas stuff. They had loads of Christmas stuff in the entrance. They had loads of Christmas Skull Panda stuff further in. It was just such a vibe, and it was a pleasant level of busyness because we were there on a Monday. I think it would have been a lot more hectic otherwise. There have been Teletubbies blind boxes. I don't know how I feel about that. I was a massive Teletubbies fan growing up. I'm not sure if I want blind boxes of them though. So they also didn't have a full set of the Winnie the Pooh here, so Ben picked me a couple out instead, and I also picked up a full set, which I will show you in my haul video, which will follow up this one. Then we were just sort of ambling around, hitting some like Christmassy spots like Fortnum and Mason to see the dancing pine cones. They had dancing pine cones. I don't know why they had dancing pine cones. They're kind of a vibe, I guess. They're a bit slow. I kind of expected it to be more dancing. I hoped there would be more dancing. We kind of just sort of posed, did shapes. And then just a bit further down is Waterstones, and I'm fairly sure this is like one of the biggest bookstores in Europe, maybe. It's absolutely massive. We went up a couple of floors. There were some different types of books that Ben fancied looking at, and then accidentally, I don't know how it happened, I ended up on the floor with the manga. I ignore me stroking whatever book that was. Usually what I do when I try and hit stores like Waterstones is I try and see if I can find manga that I don't tend to see elsewhere, and there are a couple of volumes that I picked up. They're usually from like Dempa or Kuma, just ones you don't tend to see in store as much. So I've got a couple of those you'll see in my haul as well. Stopped by the Lego store, which I realised I've never actually been into because there's always queues, and there was a very slight queue to get in, but it was like 30 seconds of queuing, so I'm not that bothered. And then finally, our final stop of the day for tea was a sushi place that Liddy Moon has recommended to me multiple times, and it came out on a boat, and I was really excited. She recommended this crunchy salmon, and when I say I experienced a religious moment eating this salmon, I am completely underplaying it. Everyone I was with was taking the piss out of me. They were like, it looked like you've transcended. It was the best thing I've ever eaten, and I'm trying to convince Ben the next time we go to London to go down a day early so we can go get the salmon. We got seconds of this salmon. I felt so unwell. It was so good. Highly recommend it. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten. Talked about salmon so much. We're on to the next day, the last day. This was the morning before we got our train back. We stopped and got some donuts to bring back for my family. It was a Tuesday morning at like 10, half 10ish, and I want to say we were like some of the only people in Forbidden Planet. There was like 2 other people and then just staff. I like to try and hit it at the start and end of my trip because very often they have managed to restock more new releases or put more stuff in the sale section. There wasn't really much in the sale section I think I saw I was interested in still, but they did have some more new releases out that they didn't have when we were there a few days earlier. But you see me looking around and it is like, it's just me and staff. Well, and Ben. Poor Ben with the basket. It was so clear, so I got some real nice shots of the shelves. You can see what they're like and how full they are and the sort of stuff they have. They do primarily have a lot of Viz and 7 Seas, typically in Forbidden Planet London. I assume because it is what they offer their 3 for 2 on, but they do have some Yen Press and Kodansha and other publishers are available, but predominantly 7 Seas and Viz are what you see a lot of on their shelves, and I'm guessing it's because they do 3 for 2 on them. I can't believe they've done a 2-in-1 Omni of Do You Like Big Girls? I don't understand it. Because it was DJ month, just checking that they hadn't got a secret volume 3 of Inside the Tentacle Cave back here. They did not. Very sad. Really, really getting a good look at all of these naughty reads. I realised that I think this is one that I didn't see before. Oh, hello. I think this is one I didn't see last time I was here, and as I said, so much plastic wrap 7 Seas BL this month, apparently. Got another couple of new releases I saw about the place. They also had a trolley, and they did have a bunch of other stuff on there that I'd usually pick up, but I was like, I don't really want to trouble them with pulling stuff off their trolley. I'll leave it be for now. You can see my basket doesn't look too bad. Also got a couple of light novels for Ben. Because I didn't have too many, it wasn't too bad. It was just counting that I had a multiple 3 and they were roughly in the same price brackets. As you can see, not too bad. As we were passing by and it was empty, we decided to stop in Animetal, and I've not heard good things. And we're going to take just like a short, very brief moment as we're looking at this Miku figure. I don't want to focus on it too much because this is a shopping vlog video. I might do a follow-up video talking about the prices. What I must say is, coming in and having a look at the price of these figures, I found it almost horrific seeing how much they were marked up. I understand they're shipping them over from Japan and all that, but I would typically expect them to be marked up. For this exact one that we are looking at, say, this, like, I've forgotten the exact one, it's a Sweet Sweet Miku tropical island drink one. I would expect it to be marked up to like £30, maybe maximum, and they are selling it for 65. And here, for an example, here is a listing I found on Neokio for it being sold, and it's like, I don't have the exact screenshot up right now as I'm like doing the voiceover, but you can easily find it between £5 and £10 for this single figure, and if you decide to post that single one over, it will not cost you £50-60 to post it over. You could probably post a good 10 figures for about £50, and just the prices were upsetting because it's like double what I would expect to see it marked up by anyway. You could probably go into Forbidden Planet next door and find it for 30 quid. You definitely can in the Forbidden Planet International in Leeds. The Mikas there tend to be about 25 to 35 depending on how big it is. So seeing this one for 65, and I think if I continue the video on, it's me losing my mind, you can see the one next to it is £79. I own both of these figures and I did not pay anywhere near. The fact that these two figures combined are about £145 I think is insane and crazy. But I'm going to leave it there because this is a shopping vlog. This is a Christmas London vlog, not complaining about the prices of this store in London. And sure, I understand it's in London, it's on Shaftesbury Avenue and all that, but still, these prices are upsetting. The only reason I could see you might want to buy from here is if you want it immediately, but that is just so much money. You could find all of these, so many of these. I saw one of the figures there that we just went past that I found on Neokio for £3.50. Because we were slightly running because we needed to get back, grab our bags and go for our train, I didn't really get stopped too much. I kind of was just sweeping along. I wasn't looking too closely at most of the other prices around the rest of the shop because Miku had already scarred me from it, to be fair. So here is just sort of me doing a run around at the back. There was some Ghibli stuff way towards the back. I was a bit worried because like that thing says 45 or 55 or 65 for a little plushie, and Ghibli stuff's normally marked up quite a lot anyway when you bring it in from Japan, but still it was so small. And there is a sweep round the whole store, and Ben, who was like, we need to go get our train, and I'm like, I'm so sorry Ben, bye bye Miku, bye bye Luffy. Have you enjoyed your trip in London? I'm glad Ben enjoyed it. Fortunately, all our trains were cancelled because of a problem with the train line, so we were stuck in King's Cross for about 4 hours until we finally got on a train. I was so glad to go home. And Mika was very glad to see us after 3 days away. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my little jaunt down into London. I do love Christmas at London. I hope you liked seeing all the lights and seeing the Forbidden Planet and everything. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my channel memberships for early access. Otherwise, I hope you have the most wonderful day and I will see you next time. Bye bye.